Hello guys, welcome to your first class of this Crypto Wolf Academy. So welcome to Crypto Wolf Academy. So this is your first class on Forex trading. Okay, so this class will just be about the introduction about Forex trading. We'll talk about the basic, get what you need to know, how to trade, how to open an account, the terms to know in Forex trading. For example, what pips, lot size, and all that. But for today's class, we're just talking about the introduction part. Then we'll have module 2, module 3, and again 4 on. Then before we go to the practical aspects, right? Then before we now go deep down into the advanced parts, we have to teach you guys on how to do technical analysis. You get okay, when and how should I enter a trade? You get what is the best time to enter a trade? So all that will be learned as time goes as we go on in this class, right? So for this part, it will just be the introduction to forex trading. So they say that if you want to invest in any kind of business or anything, it's actually good to know the foundation behind it. You get know the basics. You get to know what you are trying to invest in or start doing, right? So this part will just be like the introduction part to forex trading, right? So guys, let's get into the class. So the first one will be what's forex trading? So forex short for foreign exchange. So what this means is that forex is just like a short term as a foreign exchange, right? It is a global marketplace where currencies are bought, sold, exchanged, and speculated upon. It is one of the largest and most liquid financial markets in the world, with an average daily trading volume of over $7 trillion. As of recent estimates, forex trading involves exchanging one currency for another, aiming to profit from the changes in the from changes in exchange rate. So, guys, what this means is that forex is just basically about um, exchange of currencies. It means that you are using one currency to buy another currency. You get okay, saying that okay, let's say dollar is gaining strength over euro. It means that okay, dollar will go up, right? So it all depends if dollar is the quote currency or the base currency. So forex is just about for okay. For now, I think because of the economic situation in US, I feel like you will have more edge over the US, right? So you're just trying to speculate on that. So for that, it means that okay, you will gain more strength to the dollar. So right, so it means that if you are trading, okay, it means that you're focusing that okay, euro will go up while dollar will go down, right? So that's how just forex trading is, okay. And you can see that I say that it's the most liquid financial market in the world, right? We have other markets like the crypto market, the stock market, and the rest, but forex is the number one market in the world. That's why as a trader, you get learning forex is very important because just imagine that you're having $7 trillion volume a day. It means that you have a lot of money to make in this market. So this is one of the best markets you should be trading as a trader, right? So others can come into, but learning forex is very essential, right? So it just means that you are exchanging one currency to another. You get then once the currency goes up or goes down, then you're already in profit. So basically that's how forex work, right? So example of this is that you can see Euro stroke USD, GBP stroke JPY. So all this will help you out, right? You can see Euro stroke USD. So this is how you see it in your trading, right? You see Euro stroke USD, GBP stroke JPY. You can see cash through JPY and all that, right? So euro, this is euro, then this is a US dollar. GBP is a short term of pounds, right? Then JPY is Japanese yen, right? So every country, every country have their own currency, right? So in anywhere in the world you are, right? Every country have their currency. For example, now the US have US dollar, the Chinese have the yen. You get the for Ghana they have cedis. Nigeria you have the naira. So every country have their own currency. So you should know that. Let's say um okay, I'm saying that the US dollar will go up, or for example, I want to travel to another country, right? So to do that, once I get to the point of entry, right, I have to change my currency I brought from my own country into that country currency. Get for example now I travel from US to Nigeria, right? So as I was coming, I had my dollar with me. So as I get to Nigeria, the first thing I'll do is that I'll go and change my dollar to naira, and that will give me according to making this video and according to today's rate, I think $1 is equals to 1,615 naira, right? So that's what you will get by exchanging it, right? So you doing that alone, you're already doing foreign exchange. It's just the same thing too, right? So you doing that alone is like you're also partaking in the foreign exchange market, right? So you can't just trade one currency pair in the market. Now let's say I have US dollar. Okay, I say no, I, I want to just trade US dollar. No, you can't do that. So you have to actually trade a currency with another currency, right? So it has to be like a pair currency together. So you can't just trade one currency in the market. For example, now you can see this example, Euro stroke USD, right? So one currency pair to another currency. So that's how you trade, right? Then when you travel, you exchange your currency. Yeah, like I just said, right? When you travel to any place in the world, so you have to exchange your currency to that currency, to that country currency, in order to be able to spend the money in the country, right? Because your country currency you get will not be allowed to be spent in that country, so you have to convert to that country currency so that you can spend the money there, right? So let's go to the next page. For instance, someone traveling from America to Europe or Chinese traveling from to New Zealand arises a need to change your currency to be able to operate financially in the others economy. Yeah, like I just said, so you can see an example of this, right? Someone is giving out his dollar and is getting euro. You can see this example I just made. It means that, right? So you doing this, for example, now you're also partaking in the foreign exchange market because as you are doing that, that country currency is gaining strength, right? Now let's say let me take an for example now, a country coming to come and buy like a raw material, right, from a country. Let's say country A has a lot of good raw material and country B wants to come and buy, right? So by doing so, country B will bring their foreign currency into country A, right? And they'll have to convert their money into country A currency to be able to buy that raw material. By doing that, that country A currency is gaining strength already in the foreign exchange market. So all these things they work side by side, right? So let's go to the next part of the class. All right. So understanding the global forex market structure, the forex market is decentralized, meaning it does not have a physical exchange like the New York Stock Exchange. Instead, it is a global network of banks, financial institutions, broker, and individual trader connected electronically. This decentralized nature makes forex trading highly flexible and accessible, with trading happening in major financial centers around the world, including London, New York, Tokyo, and Sydney. So what this means is that forex is decentralized, meaning they don't have a physical exchange like New York Stock Exchange. It means that the market is there for everyone to go and trade. Get there's no okay, this is the office or this is the place. No, you get the market is already there for everybody to just go there and tap in and trade, right? So the market is comprised of different players. We have the banks, right? You have the brokers, the institution, while we have the retail like you and I, because that's where we actually come in, right? The banks, the institution, those guys are the big players in the market, right? And again, in forex, and there's what we call different time zone. You get traveling like different times. We have like different time zone or different time session. Let me use that word, right? We have the London session, the New York session, the Tokyo and Sydney. Don't with time, I will explain this to you why you should um actually know this session, because most times know this session will actually make you to benefit from that time session. Because now let's say a new session is opening, right? It means that the US dollar get mined. You see some kind of price reaction with pairs associated with the US dollar because of the time of the market, right, which is the newest session. So once it opens, you see some spikes, either dollar is gaining strength or it's not gaining strength, but you see some kind of reaction with pairs associated with the US dollar. Get same thing with London, which is the pounds, the Tokyo, the Sydney, and all that. So I will show you guys on how to actually use this as one of your entry in the market, so it will help you, right? So let's go to the next part of the class. So key players in the forex market. So the forex market is made up of various participants, each playing a critical role in maintaining liquidity and stability. The first we have the retail trader. Individual trader who trade for personal profit, typically using leverage to amplify returns. So the retail traders are you and I, right, in the market. So we come with our little money. Let me use that word, right? We come to the market trying to get anything we can to get, right? So we just come because our money can't actually move the market. So what we just do, we just analyze, right, speculate, and at least if you are sure of what you are doing and you are sure of your strategy, which we learn from this class, right? You have an upper hand of okay, actually making money with your little money you bring in the market. And even if you have your little money with the help of leverage, right, you can actually use your money, right, to get more money and trade the market, right. So leverage give you an edge in the market, right. With leverage you can get up to 10k. For example, now I'm trading with 1k, but my leverage you get, I'm taking higher risk, right, to gain more money in the market. But higher risk also come with great okay, higher risk. For example, now right, get it comes with a high profit and you get higher risk too, because as you are putting a very high leverage, you get you are also at risk too. Although you can make a big money, but you also be at risk if you're at loss, right? So we have the institution investors. So large financial institution, hedge funds, and asset managers trading massive volume. So these are the big players in the market, right? So they come with their big money in their hedge funds, right? Put it in the market. So all these guys they know how to move the market and all that. So these are guys you should be watching out for. You get know the way they trade, know the way they analyze market. So if you know the way the big boys trade and analyze market, you can also use that as your advantage. You can just follow their pattern of the way they trade and also trade that way. You get just make money because these guys they tend to look at the big pictures. Okay, they don't look at this get they look at the big pictures and they know what they want. So if you actually know the way they trade too, you can also use that to your own advantage, right? We have the central banks, the national banks like the U.S. Federal Reserve and the European Central Bank, which influence currency values through monetary policies and market intervention. So most basically all banks in the world trade the forex market. You get every major banks in the world, every country central banks are all trading the forex market. So this also they are also big players in the market, and with this that's why we have a lot of liquidity in the market, right. So we have commercial companies, business that engage in forex trading to hedge against currency risk or facilitate international trade. So these guys too also trade the foreign exchange market, right. They use it to hedge against currency risk or facilitate international trade, right. So we have the market makers and brokers, entities that provide liquidity and facilitate transaction by quoting, buy, and sell pricing. So these brokers, they are kind of the intermediaries between the buyers and the sellers, right? So they provide liquidity you get in the market, but they make everything smooth for everyone to come and trade in the market. So this is their work there. So the brokers they make money through commissions or let's say spread, right? So they are also very important in the or they're also a very key players in the market, and you should know who is a broker and how they actually works. But with time, I will explain further in class. So next, forex versus other financial markets. So forex differ from other financial markets like stock, crypto, and commodities in several key ways. Liquidity. Forex is the most liquid market with trillions traded daily. So, like I say, right, forex you get most times $5 trillion a day, 6 trillion, and it has gone as high as 7 trillion. Get so it means that in all the market traded in a day, forex is the most liquid market, right? You can't compare this, right? There's a lot of money to be made in forex. Like the money is there. Come and take the money. You get so you just need to have the right skill and the right knowledge and know what you are doing. You get then because the market is here for you and you can make billions, right? So you just have to know what you are doing. You get stay consistent and have a edge. You get just have a edge in the market and you are good to go. So the next one is leverage. So forex offer significant higher leverage, allowing traders to control larger positions with smaller capital. Like I said, right, the retail traders that come to the market with their little capital, but with leverage, they can actually trade and make high returns. But these high returns also come with high risk, okay? Because as you are increasing your leverage to gain more money in markets, if the trade didn't go in your favor, you might as well lose a huge amount of money too. right? That's why it's also good to master risk management. Okay, so you don't just come to the market and just start trading without having the right knowledge, right? So in trading, you have to see it as a business. Okay, it's not a gamble. See it as a business. How do you treat a business? You grow, right? So that's how you grow in also in trading. Once you start seeing forex as a business, yeah, it will change your mindset about what you think. Okay, just come here, increase your leverage, start gambling. No, you get. You have to actually see it as a business, and that way you start growing, right? So the next one is market hours. Forex is open 245, unlike most stock markets which have fixed trading time. I think compared to crypto is 20, crypto open 247. I think for those that trade derivatives too, they open 247, right? But the forex market open 5 times a week, right? So unlike stock, so for example now most stock market don't open all the time, right? They have a time for open, but at least from Monday to Friday you can actually trade the forex market, and which is a very good one, right? Compared to other markets. Influencing factor. Forex is influenced primarily by macroeconomic factors, interest rates, and geopolitical events. While stocks are more sensitive to company-specific news and any. So, like I said, a lot of factors that influence the forex market, like the interest rate, the economy strength of the country. So there are so many factors that actually influence it, like an event happening. Is there a negative news or positive news about the country? So those things also affect the currency, and again it will also reflect in the forex market, because if a country is going through a war, right, it will also affect their currency, and this they affect it in the forex market. So you get, so everything that happens in the forex market, right, guys, it is all tied to the economic value of a country. You get what they are doing, what is their interest rate, and their employee rate, and so many other factors influence it too. So you can see this diagram: FX market versus other markets. You can see the daily volume of a forex market, 5.3 trillion. You can see the futures market, 43 billion. The equity, you can see the New York stock market, which is like 10 times of the forex. Get. So it means that the forex market has a lot of liquidity, right, to come and trade and make money from it. So this question is: money traded in forex, right? So I know some of you having this thought that, okay, is it that I'll carry money to market and go and use to trade, or how do I do it? So in foreign exchange market, money itself is not traded in the traditional sense. Instead, what is traded are currencies, the value of one currency against another. When you trade forex, you are essentially speculating on the price movement of one currency relative to another. For example, in the Euro USD pair, you are trading the value of the euro against the dollar. So you are not physically exchanging cash, but rather buying or selling contracts that reflect the value of one currency against another, typically through a broker or online trade platform. So guys, you can see, so we are not actually essentially trading the pair physically, right? So you are trading it as a contract, right? And you can't trade one pair alone, so you have to trade it with another pair, right? So you're not physically exchanging cash. Okay, take this money, I want to buy it. No, right? You are just it's like a contract, right? You are buying or selling contract that reflect the value of one currency against another, right? And to do that now, you need like a platform where you do that, which the broker now come in, because the broker, they're the one that facilitates the buy and sell, right? They provide this thing for you guys, and they get commission from it through spread, or like if a like a fixed commission. So you're not actually trading the money physically, right? You are just go to the market, right? Getting a contract, and okay, I'm saying that okay, euro we gain more edge over the dollar, right? And so on. So this is how you trade, because the value of one currency against another. So you okay, that's okay. I'm saying that US dollar will go up or euro will go down and so on. So you're speculating. So you're not physically doing anything. So it's like a contract, guys. So okay, this is the end of module one. Okay, so just get ready for the module two, where we'll talk more again about forex, right?